Your ranunculus are done for the season. The blooms are finished, the foliage is yellowing, and if you're like most people, you're about to pull them and toss them in the compost pile. And I get it. It looks like they're dying, but those little roots you're about to throw away are full of corms that are completely viable, completely worth saving, and completely ready to give you another full season of blooms next year, if you know how to handle them. I lost an entire bed my first year because nobody told me this. Today I'm going to show you exactly what we do here at the Lost Acre so that not a single corm goes to waste. Welcome back to the farm. If you've been growing ranunculus this spring, you already know what an extraordinary flower they are. The papery petals, the insane color range, the vase life, they're one of the best cut flowers you can grow. And unlike a lot of annuals, the corms can be saved and replanted year after year if you handle them right. We've been digging and storing our ranunculus corms for years now. And here's something we noticed this spring that I don't hear people talking about enough. The older saved corms, the ones that have gone through a full cycle or more, produced notably longer and stronger stems than the brand new first year corms we brought in from a distributor when we added some new color to the bed. We saw a huge difference. The established corms just performed at a completely different level. So saving your corms isn't just about the money, although that's real. It's also about the quality of flower you're going to get next season. A corm that has been through your soil, your climate, your conditions is already adapted. That shows up in the stem. This video covers the whole process: when to dig, how to dig without damaging them, and how to clean and cure them, and what we actually do for storage so they're ready to go back in the ground come fall. It's the timing most people miss. Here's the thing about timing. Most people dig up too early because the plant looks rough and they want to tidy up the bed. Don't. The corms are still taking up energy from the dying foliage, right up until that foliage is completely yellow and papery. That energy is what goes into the corm for storage. Pull them too early and you get a smaller, weaker corm that may not have the reserves to sprout next season. What you're waiting for, the foliage should be fully yellow to brown, the stem should pull away from the corm with very little resistance, and the soil should be starting to dry out. In most climates, that happens 4 to 6 weeks after the last bloom. Don't rush it. The plant will tell you when it's ready. One more thing. Stop watering about 2 weeks before you plan to dig. The corms need to start drying out in the ground before they come out. Wet corms rot in storage. Dry corms keep. All right, the foliage is done and the soil has dried down. Here's how we dig. Don't grab the stems and pull. I know it's tempting. The plant looks done and it feels like it should just come out. But ranunculus corms are fragile and the claws, those little finger-like projections, snap off easy. Each one of those claws is a potential sprout point next season. Break them off and you're reducing the plant's vigor before it's even been stored. Instead, use a garden fork or rounded tip shovel and push in at least 6 inches away from the base of the plant. Lever the soil up gently from underneath. Let the corm come up with the soil rather than pulling against it. Shake off the loose dirt by hand. You're going to see a cluster of corms. They look a little like dried octopuses, which is not exactly appetizing, but that's what a healthy ranunculus corm looks like. If some corms have already separated in the ground, that's fine. Collect them all, even the small ones are worth saving. Once they're out of the ground, shake off as much loose soil as you can by hand. Some growers wash them at this stage. I do, and after years of doing it this way, I've never had a rot problem. If you wash them, the key is what comes next. You cannot rush the drying process. Every bit of moisture has to be gone before they go into storage. Lay them out on a single layer in a dry, shaded spot with good airflow. Not in direct sun. The sun will dry out the outer skin too fast and can crack the corms. A covered porch, a shed with a door open, a garage, anywhere that's dry and get some airflow. 2 to 3 weeks is the minimum. Don't shortcut this part. The washing isn't the problem. Putting wet corms into storage is. You'll know they're cured when the outer skin feels papery and dry and the corm feels firm and light, not soft and heavy. If any feel mushy or show dark spots, pull those out now. One rotten corm in a storage bag will spread to everything around it. I lost 2/3 of a batch of my second year because I missed one soft corm in the bag. I check every single one now. For storage, here's what I actually do. And to be honest with you, because I think it's more useful than telling you what the textbook says, everything you read about storing ranunculus corms will tell you to keep them somewhere cool, 50 to 60 degrees. A root cellar, a temperature-controlled basement. I don't have that. Mine go in the dining room at around 72 degrees, and I have not had a problem. So if you don't have access to a cool storage spot, don't let that stop you. Consistency is more important than cold. When you want to avoid is something that swings dramatically. A garage that hits 100 degrees in July, anywhere that has real heat extremes. A consistent room temperature indoors works fine. What matters more than temperature is moisture. Pack them in a paper or mesh bag or a cardboard box with a little dry vermiculite or wood shavings if you want, not a plastic bag. Plastic traps residual moisture and creates exactly the conditions rot loves. Check them once a month, pull everything out that has gone soft. The rest should stay firm and dormant right up until you're ready to pre-sprout them in the fall. My first season with ranunculus, I didn't save a single corm. I had no idea you could. I pulled the whole bed, threw it into the compost, and then spent the following fall paying for a new batch of corms I didn't need to buy. That was an expensive lesson. These flowers aren't cheap to start. The corms are worth the extra hour it takes to dig them properly and store them right. Every corm you save this season is one less you have to buy in September. All right, let's pull it together. Wait until the foliage is fully yellow and the soil has dried down. Stop watering 2 weeks before you dig. Use a garden fork or rounded shovel to lever from underneath. Don't pull from the stems. Clean them however works for you. Washing is fine as long as you give them 2 or 3 full weeks to dry in a shaded spot with good airflow before anything goes into storage. Store in a paper or mesh bag, never plastic, somewhere consistent without extreme heat swings. Room temperature indoors works fine. Check them once a month and pull anything that's gone soft. When fall comes around, we'll cover the planting side, how to check viability, how to pre-sprout, and exactly when and how to get them back into the ground. Until then, these little corms are resting. If you grew ranunculus this season and this helped you save what you've got, go ahead and hit subscribe. Come fall, we'll do the second half of this. How to check which corms made it, how to pre-sprout them, and when to get them back into the ground. That video will be linked right here when it's live. In the meantime, I'll put the dahlia tuber video here. Similar process worth watching if you're doing the same thing with your dahlias this season. Drop a comment and tell me, did you know that your saved corms would outperform the new ones? Because we were genuinely surprised by the difference this spring. I read every single one. Until next time, live life in full bloom.